10 quotes that perfectly sum up Nakia as a character. When Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever debuted globally, it made about $350 million at the box office, surpassing The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, which had held the record since 2013, and becoming the highest-grossing movie ever released in November. Many of Black Panther's most adored characters will return in the eagerly awaited sequel, including Nakia, who shocked viewers by appearing with T'Challa's son, Toussaint, in Wakanda Forever's final scene even though Toussaint's real name is the same as his father's. Nakia is one of the MCU's best quoted characters and a skilled spy with a kind heart. She is also a loving mother and partner. You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be. Nakia talks to T'Challa about his reign. Parents have a big impact on their kids' lives, and most of the time, when they grow up, they end up looking like them. T'Challa held his father in the highest regard and thought of him as a perfect person. As a result, he revered him as a model of great leadership and a guide for the actions he needed to take. When T'Challa learned of his father's errors, he found it difficult to imagine himself as a figure independent of him who could correct the errors of the previous reign. Fortunately for T'Challa, Nakia was standing close by to offer her much-needed perspective with this quotation that demonstrated her unquestionable knowledge. I've seen too many and need just to turn a blind eye. Nakia rejects T'Challa's request to stay in Wakanda. In Black Panther, T'Challa struggles to conceal his intense affection for Nakia, his ex-girlfriend at the time. He tries to persuade her to remain in Wakanda in an effort to win her back, but Nakia uses this quotation to explain why she can't live in a utopia while the rest of the world is subject to injustice. Nakia had a heart that belonged to the underprivileged because she was benevolent. She made a concerted effort to assist people because she wished to improve the world. The quote demonstrates not just how much of her life she devotes to right causes, but also how she would make a fantastic Black Panther. I can't be happy here knowing that there are people out there who have nothing. Nakia talks about her calling with T'Challa. Since she explicitly states in this quote that helping others in need is what makes her happy, Nakia knew that this was her calling. Beyond her humanistic aspirations, her commitment to righteous causes speaks a lot more about who she is. This comment, along with others, demonstrates how her job is more important to her than her relationships. She doesn't even pause to think about whether she should stay with the love of her life if doing so would mean giving up on her job. Instead, she is certain that she will never be content in a relationship if she does not feel complete as a person. Share what we have. Nakia advises T'Challa about Wakanda's resources. Unlike many others, Nakia was among the first to advocate T'Challa to use the resources Wakanda possessed to aid other nations. She recognized the enormous potential her nation possessed to better the deplorable circumstances the majority of its citizens endure. Nakia's opinion demonstrated how talented a politician she could be and how much she belonged by T'Challa's side to serve the rest of the world as well as Wakanda. I would make a great queen because the first am so stubborn. Nakia replies to T'Challa's observation. T'Challa defended how challenging and complicated sharing their riches may be, but Nakia remained steadfast and urged T'Challa should have a more charitable reign. Because of this and other Nakia-typical actions, T'Challa remarked, "If you weren't so stubborn, you might make a good queen." She then retorted that she would make an excellent queen because of her tenacity, which is certainly true. Nobody was ever able to persuade Nakia to abandon her commitment to her principles. She would surely deserve a TV program where she is a strong queen if she were to become a monarch. Would you like to play Wakanda Forever Monopoly? The limited edition Monopoly link is in the description. These 10 Quotes channel videos are some you should watch next. Don't forget to check them out as well. The links for these videos are listed in the description below. It is my duty to fight for for the things I love. Nakia almost confesses her love for T'Challa. Not all relationships end amicably, and many couples divorce for reasons unrelated to their affection for one another. Even though Nakia and T'Challa split up, it was obvious that they were one of the MCU's top couples and had been inseparable during their relationship. However, there are some unwritten guidelines that come with being apart from an ex, one of which is keeping each other's emotions to oneself. Nakia was prepared to put her life in danger to defend her ex-boyfriend T'Challa. She struggled to voice them, which illustrates how reserved she can be about her emotions, even if her actions spoke louder than her words. The king is dead. Come with me if you don't want to join him. Nakia saves Everett K. Ross. As this comment demonstrates, Nakia can be gentle and tender at times, but when the situation demands it, she can also be fairly direct and forthright. It's probable that she skips ahead because she is aware of how essential time is, particularly in a risky circumstance. Her extensive background as a spy on perilous missions to aid others, like the one depicted in Black Panther, when audiences first saw her, makes her particularly potent in emotionally taxing situations. She always reacts appropriately, and when Killmonger threw T'Challa from the cliff, she was able to save Shuri, Queen Ramonda, and Everett K. Ross because of her quick thinking. No man is perfect. Nakia shows compassion for T'Chaka. Nakia is sympathetic and treats everyone and everything with greater humanity than most people. She is one of the best MCU characters to comfort somebody on a bad day because of how well she understands human flaws through her experiences as a spy and humanitarian. Nakia is aware that it is nearly difficult to do everything properly and live a life without making a mistake that negatively impacts others, even while it is never acceptable to be a villain who intentionally harms others. She demonstrated her compassion for all people in the world by giving T'Challa, who had just learned of his father's errors, some consolation with this quote. He was Black Panther to everyone, but to me, he was everything. Nakia talks about T'Challa's death. T'Challa lacked any subordinate titles. In addition to being the ruler of the most powerful and technologically advanced country in the world, as the quote notes, he also had Bast's blessing, which gave him superpowers and the title of Black Panther, the realm's defender. Nakia fell in love with something much larger than that, despite his huge responsibilities as king and as Black Panther. She fell in love with T'Challa, the exceptional, compassionate, brave, and supportive man. She lost both her life partner and the father of her son when he passed away, and it must have been too much to handle. If we survive this, I want you to know you have a home with me in Haiti. Nakia welcomed Shuri to her home. After T'Challa's dying, Nakia took a plane to Haiti to carry out her humanitarian mission as well as to raise Toussaint, as they had previously promised. In Wakanda Forever, Nakia battles with Shuri once more and brings up this quotation when she foresees a threat. The quote reveals a lot about Nakia, but it primarily reveals how devotedly she loves Shuri. Nakia recognizes how much Shuri needs a safe place to stay in order to process the deaths of her mother and brother. The most crucial part is that Nakia notices Shuri's loneliness and tells her she still has family who would support her. Which Marvel movie do you like most? Leave a comment. Here is something special that we recommend. Definitely check this out as well. More videos about your favorite TV series are coming soon. Subscribe to see more.